A good Erev Shabbos, everyone. In Parshas T'ruma, Hashem gives us the mitzvah of donating for the purpose of constructing the tabernacle. The tabernacle is the portable temple that accompanied Klal Yisrael in the desert, and also when we came into the land of Israel until the temple, the holy temple, was built by King Solomon in Yerushalayim. The Parsha begins by saying, this is the T'ruma. Yikhuli T'ruma, take this donation. And Zaisa T'ruma, this is what you should take from Klal Yisrael. Gold, silver, copper, blue, purple, reddish, wool. You should take flax, goat skins, ram skins, special skins of animals, acacia wood. And then finally, at the very end, it says also take the onyx stones and the precious stones. And this will all of these various things will be used, as the next verse states, V'yosuli mikdash, make for me a temple, v'shachanti b'seichem, I shall dwell amongst you. And then Moshe Rabbeinu tells us that we should make the Ark of the Covenant, and then we should make the cover that goes on top of the Ark. The Ark of the Covenant will house the 10 Commandments. Then we should make the table of showbread, the golden table of showbread, and the golden menorah. And then after that, after we have the information of these sacred vessels, then Moshe tells us we should make the curtains that shall form the roof of the tabernacle, and then the acacia wood boards that are going to be used and gilded to form the very frame of the tabernacle, upon which we will drape the curtains on top and over the sides. Inside, we will place the vessels. This is the bulk of Parshas T'ruma. The Chassam Sofer asks a question. He says, it seems as though things are out of order. Hashem says, take for me these donations. Tell Klal Yisrael that these are the donations that one with a giving heart should present. And then he says, and you'll make a temple for me. Wouldn't it make more sense that first Hashem should say, tell Klal Yisrael that you are to build a temple? What makes it a temple? What makes a temple holy? That this is going to divine presence? Hashem is going to have his divine presence reside there? That makes it holy? Wouldn't it make sense that that should be the first thing Hashem should say? Make for me a temple, and now these are the materials that I want you to donate that are necessary. In addition, the Chassam Sofer says, the following portion of the Parsha seems also to be out of order. Hashem should say, make for me a temple, these are the materials necessary, and build the frame. And then inside the frame of the temple, that's where you will construct, and that's where you will place the holy sacred vessels. But first Hashem says, these are the items you should donate. We're going to make a temple, and this is going to be the sacred items. The ark, the table, the menorah. Where are we going to put it? As a matter of fact, this was a question that occurred to Bezalel, who was chosen to be the engineer and the architect. Where are you supposed to put it? Doesn't it make more sense that first you build your home and then you put the furniture, you acquire the furniture and put it in? Nobody buys the furniture and then they're first going to start constructing their home. That doesn't make any sense. Things seem to be out of order. The Or HaChaim also asks a question about things being out of order. As the verses are very specific in the items to be donated, it starts with gold and silver and copper, and then wool, and then linen, and then skins, and then oil. It seems as though it's mentioning the most valuable, the most expensive gold. What's more precious than gold? And then silver. It seems to start from the most precious and work its way down. If that's the case, then why are the last items that are mentioned, the Avnei Shem and Avnei Miluyim, the onyx stones and the precious stones that filled the breastplate that was worn by the Kohen Gadol. Those are absolutely more valuable than gold. What makes something valuable? The fact that it's rare. It's so rare. These are far more rare than gold. Why is it mentioned at the very end? The Chassam Sofer explains that when we stood at Sinai and the Torah was offered, Klal Yisrael said, Na'aseh v'nishma. We will do and we will listen. And as the Talmud states, upon hearing this, angels came down and placed crowns upon our heads. What was so remarkable about this statement? One explanation is that Klal Yisrael was saying, we will do whatever Hashem instructs us, even if we have no comprehension whatsoever as to why and for what. The mere fact that this is what our Father in heaven is commanding us to do, that's all we need to know. All we need to know is that this is what my father, this is what my mother's telling me to do, then I know it's in my best interest. But I don't understand why. My parents say, here, this is what we're having for dinner. Why? Tell me what's contained. Tell me the nutritional value. Who asks questions? Who's even interested? If this is what we're given, then I can certainly assume that it's something which is healthy, filled with nutrients, exactly what we need. Nasa, we will do whatever Hashem presents, even if we don't know. But the Nishma, we will make an attempt to know, but only after we have already committed ourselves to do, even if we have no understanding at all. That was an expression of such devotion and dedication unto God. It was an expression of recognizing who our Creator is and His love that He has for us, that the angels came down and placed crowns upon our heads. The Chassam Sofer says, now that Hashem was about to place His divine presence to dwell amongst Klal Yisrael, Hashem, when He presented this mitzvah, did so, testing Klal Yisrael. Let's see if you are indeed prepared to follow the words that you said, the Nasa before the Nishma. Hashem says, make these donations. Why? For what? That would have been a very appropriate question. Let's see if Klal Yisrael asks the question. Let's see if they say, well, we want to know what it's all about. Or let's see if they will be true to their commitment when they said, we will do, even if we don't have any comprehension. All they need to know is that God, their Father in heaven, our Father in heaven, is saying, make these donations. We don't have to know why. It's irrelevant why and for what. Hashem says it, that's all we need to know. And this is what Hashem presents. And Hashem tells them, make these donations. And then I'll let you know it's for the purpose of a temple. And here are the vessels. Vessels? Where am I to put it? What am I supposed to do with these vessels until it's constructed, the actual temple itself, the house itself, the tabernacle? Let's see if Klal Yisrael asks that question. They don't. But rather, Hashem says we should use these materials to make these sacred vessels. We'll do so. Where are we going to put it? We don't know. We're not going to ask. It's not for us. We're committed to do so. Because Nasa we will do, even before Nishma, we will try to understand. This is what Hashem was presenting. Tells Moshe, present it like this, and let's see how Klal Yisrael responds. Indeed, Klal Yisrael responds appropriately. But the question that we are troubled with is, why was it necessary to test Klal Yisrael at this moment for the creation of this temple? So to this, I would like to suggest that the Or Chaim answers the question, why are the onyx and precious stones mentioned at the very end? when they are so much more valuable than the gold, silver, copper, and the wool, and the flax, and the acacia wood? Some Sefer says, what makes something precious? We assume we attach monetary value to that which is very rare. Wow, this is a Babe Ruth baseball card. There's only 3 in the world. You can get who knows how much money. This is the Hope Diamond. There's nothing like it in the world. It's rare. Some Sefer says the Torah is showing us something else. You know what makes something truly valuable? Something that is earned. All of these materials, the gold, the silver, everything, we earned it. How did we earn it? We earned it by virtue of our being slaves in Egypt, the brutality that we experienced. And when we left, God said, you will leave with great wealth. It's not a gift. It's your earnings. It's what you earn, the Talmud says, for your 210 years of being enslaved. We earned it. But what about the precious stones? Here, the Medrash tells us in the Talmud that God sent a wind which brought these precious stones, and when the righteous opened their doors to go out and to collect the mun, the stones were there. It wasn't a result of any effort at all. They didn't even have to go looking for it. It was right there at their doorstep. And it wasn't a result of their servitude or slavery or oppression. Yes, it might be rare, but we didn't earn it. When somebody works hard and they earn something, and this is what they have to show. Here's what I show for all of my effort. The silver, the copper, the gold, the wool, the wood. I've invested part of myself. My heart and my soul exists within this, with these items. And this is what I'm willing to give away. I'm willing to make a donation to fulfill the will of my Creator, even if I don't know why He wants me to donate it. That's precious. That's more valuable than if a person says, "Ooh, I have this onyx stone. I just found it. I'm supposed to donate it? Here." I'm not donating. I'm not giving away part of myself, something I had to work for, something I had to perspire for and break my back and lose the sleep. It came free. I'm giving it away free. That doesn't have the same value. Same value in regard to making something worthwhile. Maybe in the world, in the monetary world, it matters not how a person came upon his diamonds and his precious stones. But it makes a difference in regard to the tabernacle and the temple. For this physical matter, gold, silver, wool, wood, that it should be the vessel to form the temple that shall house the divine presence. It wasn't just matter that was donated. It had to be something in which our intention was to give of ourselves. I'm donating myself. And that is actually the language of the verse in which God says, the Yikhuli Truma, take this donation, may eskolish from every man asher yidvenu libai, whose heart donates him. The heart is donating him. How is he donating himself? I'm taking my effort. I'm taking my blood, sweat, and tears as symbolized by what I earned, and I'm giving it. And by virtue of one's giving themselves through their effort, that's what makes this material into a vessel prepared to receive the divine presence. That's why Hashem was testing Klal Yisrael. Let's see if they're going to ask, why the donation? What's it all about? Or let's see if their heart and soul is so pure in their devotion to God, because that will form the very frame of the vessel suitable to house God's holy presence. Many times in Judaism, we're faced with maybe laws or circumstances which could be challenging. Certainly fasting on Yom Kippur or fasting any day is not something a person looks forward to. It's not easy. It requires an effort. Being a Jew requires an effort. Disciplining ourselves, not being able to go out and eat wherever we want, eat any type of food, engage in activities that seem to be so appealing to the common man. We have to live in a different standard. We have to live in a different realm. And it takes effort. There's no question. If a person wants to learn to appreciate the magnificence and beauty of our heritage, of our faith, the depth of the Torah, we can't just read a book. We've got to think, contemplate, question, delve, attend a class, activate our minds, invest ourselves. As we invest ourselves, that's how we make ourselves Jewish. That's how we make ourselves worthy of being a temple to house God's divine presence. We might not have the Holy Temple in Yerushalayim today, and we don't have the tabernacle, but we do have our homes, and we have our hearts and our minds. And as we invest ourselves and make the effort in our homes to demonstrate the dedication, devotion, and love to our Father in heaven, then we become the temples. Our home is a temple, and there's a divine presence that can be sensed. Yes, it requires effort, but the benefit and the results far outweigh any investment we could make. What a great opportunity is available to each and every one of us. Let's seize the opportunity and let us taste the delicacy of God's magnificent eternal Torah. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay Jewish. Have a good Shabbos.